Hey guys, a long time no vlog again. I've been meaning to vlog. I wanted to vlog when I got back from the doctors, and that's what I wanted to talk about really. So I went to the doctors this morning. I normally go to Weight Watchers on a Wednesday, so I was pretty gutted that I couldn't go, but health kind of becomes before anything really, doesn't it? So yeah, so I've had a cough, like a mucousy, throaty cough for a while now. I worked it out to be about 6.5, getting on for 7 weeks. So as much as I feel fine and the cough isn't really bothering me too much, I feel like having a cough for nearly 7 weeks isn't quite right. There's something not quite right with that. So I've decided to go to the doctor, which I felt really stupid about because I feel like a cough is such a trivial thing to go to the doctors about in the first place. I feel like it's a waste of doctor's time. I feel like it's a waste of my time. It's quite embarrassing going, yeah, like I've got a cough, and they're like, yeah, so what? But 7 weeks with a cough is a little bit, it's different. So I decided to go, and she had a little look in my mouth. I said, I feel like I've got some thing going on with my tongue recently as well. And it kind of like, I was wondering if the two things were linked. So she had a look in my mouth and she's like, right, first off, your oral hygiene is fantastic. Your teeth are fantastic. Your gums are fantastic. Everything in your mouth looks really healthy. On the back of your tongue, however, you do have some like black furry plaque. And I was just like, well, yeah, it's been a lot worse and I have managed to sort of get rid of it, but it keeps coming back. And I said, is that related to the cough? And she's like, could be, it might not be, who knows? And I was just like, right, so why does this keep happening to me? I was like, I've recently turned vegan and I've been beasting the fruit, I said. And I was thinking in my mind, back in August, when I did Rawgust, I ate loads and loads and loads of bananas. And I feel like it started when I was eating all the raw stuff, but I'm not sure because who knows? I don't really know. And she's like, oh no, it won't be anything to do with the increased fruit intake. Just obviously watch your iron levels and yada yada. And I was like, yeah, I am. It's fine. I'm not here because I'm worried about being a vegan. I'm here because I'm worried about my 7-week cough and this stuff that keeps growing on the back of my tongue. It's very unpleasant. It makes me feel grim. It makes me feel like I've got smelly breath. It makes me feel like I'm not cleaning my teeth or looking after myself properly. And she was like, right, do you smoke? And I was like, no, I use an electronic cigarette. So let me get that and show you. So I've always stated on my YouTube channel that I don't smoke, which is true. When I started my YouTube channel, I didn't smoke at the time. And then I have smoked on and off during this period of time. And then when my mum passed away, I did reach for the cigarettes a hell of a lot more, I won't lie to you. But like, by a hell of a lot more, I mean probably maximum about 3 a day. And I'm talking, it was like maybe 3 in an evening. I wouldn't smoke during the day, wouldn't dare smoke in front of Holly or anything like that. It would be a case of in the evening when she was in bed, I'd step outside my front door with a cup of tea and smoke outside on my top step and then go back inside. So, it was something like that. And I was just like, well, this is the biggest hypocritical thing. My mum's just passed away from cancer. Not that her cancer was induced by a lifestyle choice such as smoking, of which she never even had one puff of a cigarette during her whole entire life. This is silly, I'm only damaging myself. I need to quit it. So January the 1st, I bought myself an electronic cigarette, which is what you see right here. This is my second one. I had one that lasted for about 6 months, and then I bought this one back on the 1st of July. And I been working my way down. So I've only ever had like the 3% liquids. So that's like a 0.3 of a milligram of nicotine. So I suppose it's equivalent to a third of a cigarette, I suppose. I think it works out like that anyway. I don't really know how it works, but I know that that's like the lowest nicotine amount that you can have. And then recently I have just switched over to a 0% nicotine. So I'm literally just smoking a flavoured liquid. There's no nicotine in this whatsoever at all. So, and in my mind, I've been like, right, I'm going to do this vaping for a full year and then I'll come off this in January. So on January the 1st, I won't have this at all. So that's been going really well for me. I have had one cigarette since January the 1st. Since I've decided that I was going to start vaping, I have had one cigarette. So I think that is pretty good going in itself. Not that I was a big smoker in the first place, but regardless, it would be quite easy just to continue thinking, oh, well, I only smoke 3 cigarettes a day, so I'll just continue to do it. No, you can't do that shit. It's bad for you whether you smoke 1 a day or you smoke 100 a day. Do you know what I mean? It's bad for you. Unfortunately, these haven't been around long enough to know what the damage is doing on these, but I refuse to believe that the damage that these cause, because they will be causing some damage, I refuse to believe that the damage caused by these will be any greater than if you were smoking a cigarette. It can't. I refuse to believe that that is possible. So she said for me to give this up, which I will use whatever liquid I've got left, which is only 1 little bottle. I think it's like 30 mils, and then I'm done. I'm done with this, so that's fine. And then the next thing that came out of her mouth horrified me, scared me, freaked me out. She said, do you drink a lot of tea and coffee? And I was like, please don't ask me to give up tea and coffee. And I was like, yeah, I like rely on it really heavily, predominantly tea. And I'll have coffee when I'm out and about. But she's like, you need to give that up because that will create like a tar and a plaque in your mouth, and it will like stain your teeth and stuff. And that's what's happening. I can see that that's what's happening at the back of your tongue. And I'm just like, okay. And yeah, so I said I can't literally just switch off it, and she's like, no, I agree, because you'd have withdrawal symptoms on that, and it's clear, like, from the amount that you have told me that you drink, and I'm talking about 10 to 15 cups of tea a day I will have easily. She's like, you're addicted to caffeine, and I was like, yeah, I am. I'm fine with that because it's just tea. And she's just like, but that is causing these problems. I believe that's what's causing these problems. So she said the quicker you can reduce that, then obviously the quicker this is going to go away and your cough is going to clear up and everything like that. And I'm like, right, okay. And I said, this has never caused me a problem before. And she's just like, sometimes it doesn't. She said, sometimes you just develop hay fever for no reason at all, and then it can go again for no reason at all. You haven't changed anything different. It's just your body decides at the moment it doesn't want to deal with what you're doing. And I was like, right, okay, so I need to give up the vape. I'm cool with that. And I need to give up tea and coffee. Not so cool with that. I think I can give up the coffee a little bit easier than the tea because I only drink coffee when I'm out and about. So it'll just be a case of if I go to a coffee shop, I'll order a herbal tea or something different, a bottle of water or just a glass of water. And that's cheaper. That'll be cheaper for me anyway. So there's the monetary incentive to be able to do that. Like, I'll go to a coffee shop and it'll cost me less to go to the coffee shop now. So brilliant. Not that I drink coffee out at all, a lot really. Do you know what I mean? So I did today, but that's completely different because I didn't have to pay for it. So, and I'll come on to that later if I need to. But the tea, I'll have to have 1 cup of tea a day regardless. Even when I was pregnant, I had 1 caffeinated cup of tea every day because the headaches and the sickness that I felt from not having that just completely outweighed. It just didn't work for me. So I feel like this is something I can do. Like, I've done quite well today. So I had my morning cup of tea as normal. I had a cup of tea before I went to the doctor's, and then she said this. So I came home and I just had a cup of hot squash instead. And I was like, that satisfied me because it was still something warm. And I think sometimes it's not necessarily because I need a cup of tea. I don't need the caffeine fix. I don't get all like buzzy after a cup of tea at all. It's like, it's a habit. Obviously, I feel like I'm needing to do that because I've created this habit of drinking tea. It's warming, so it's comforting. And also it's a distraction from having food. So I'm having a cup of tea in replacement for food sometimes because I'm trying to lose weight. So instead, like, sometimes when you feel hungry, you're not necessarily hungry, you're dehydrated. So yeah, so I'm going to up my water intake, or maybe like hot squash, and then maybe dilute that down and down and down so that's like a glass of hot water. That's got to be better than having tea all day long. So I've had 1 coffee while I was out, and then I had a peppermint tea. this evening. Now I'm just going to try and not, I might have 1 cup of tea this evening. I'll have to play it by ear on how I feel. But yeah, so I want to show you the plaque on the back of my tongue, but it's not very nice. So if you all go and Google like black furry tongue, it's kind of like that. It's pretty grim. If you are a bit like squeamish and you've got a bit of a soft stomach and you can't handle disgusting images, then probably don't go and Google that. But it's been worse than what it is now. It's pretty good at the moment, I would say, considering. But do you remember when I came on and I said I had black teeth and it's really bothering me and I don't know what it is? That was when it was at its worst. Like it was like it would come onto my teeth. So in a way, I don't believe that it could be staining from the tea and coffee. I do think, because I remember eating more bananas recently and it coming back again. And this is what I've been left with again, the black tongue, from when I had lots of bananas the other day. And I feel like it's the bananas. I really do feel like it's too much fruit, and maybe there's something in the fruit that's reacting with my tongue, and I'm not sure. Theodas, you would probably be able to help me out with this completely. If you can leave a comment, because you seem to know everything about everything. But yeah, I know that sounds grim, but like I like to keep it real here on my channel. So yeah. I'm going to give up the vape, definitely, because that's something I wanted to do anyway, albeit a bit sooner. So that's going to save me money. And then I'm also going to give up tea and coffee over a gradual period of time. So by the end of the month, I would like to have completely given up coffee. I think I can just say I can give that up now. I just won't buy it. Or when I go and work in my coffee shop job, I won't have coffee. It'll be easy. I'll just switch to something different. So, yeah, that's that. But then obviously if it doesn't get better, then you know it's not the tea and coffee. But then, you know, by January next year, I might be completely straight edge. So I've given up cigarettes, I've given up alcohol, and I've given up caffeine. I'm pretty sure that makes you straight edge. I'll have to go and look what straight edge meaning means. But I'm pretty sure that would, if I gave up all 3 of those things, that means I'm straight edge. Which is something I never thought I would be. But like the last time I went out drinking, it just clicked in my mind the next morning when I felt so rough. Like really rough. Not rough as in foggy-minded, rough as in physical stomach pain. And like I wasn't being sick, or I didn't have like diarrhea or anything like that, but genuine stomach cramps that were so painful that I wanted to cry. And I just don't think that any amount of alcohol is worth doing that to your body. So yeah. Fun times ahead of us, hey. And it was only this morning, before I went to the doctor's, that was when I was filling up my tea tin. And I was like, yay, I've got all of those tea bags to burn through. It'll probably take me a year now if I'm having 1 cup of tea a day. So I've had 2 cups of tea today and a coffee. So maybe 1 more cup of tea today, and then that's 3 cups of tea for today and a coffee. So then maybe if I can knock it down, if I can keep that up for the rest of the week, just 3 cups of tea for the day for the rest of the week, and no coffee. And then next week I'll knock it down to 2 cups of tea a day. But I don't know. But anyway, thoughts on a postcard, please, guys. You're going to have to help me with this one. I can feel it. Not very often I call on you for support. That you normally just give it to me without asking, which is lush. I love you guys for that. It's amazing. But I probably will need your pep talks and stuff. So yeah. But anyway, I love yous and leave yous, because this is a long ramble, and I'll see you all soon. Loves.
So, the next one, things you are looking forward to for me. So there's a few things I'm looking forward to. I'm meeting up with somebody this weekend, which is quite exciting. So yeah, that's going to be lovely, I hope, because we met not last weekend, the weekend before, and we've been getting along quite good through text message. And I think, I don't know, it's a good sign so far, I think, but it's always good to go in person. So I've got that to look forward to.